Long time no see, everybody. We're back for another Custom System Builder tutorial, except for this time we're going to be doing things a little bit differently. So let me know how you like this updated format. We'll be starting from scratch in this overhauled series, and in fact we're going to be building out an entire character sheet from start to finish. I've went ahead and built a prototype of what I want the sheet to look like by the end of this series, and I'll go ahead and put an image of that up on the screen now. This template isn't written in stone. It's just a concept of what I think we should be building towards, and things will be changing along the way, though it should still be mostly accurate. Also, this sheet isn't for a real rule set, so things will be missing and they might not make sense from a game design perspective, though this series is just about building something in Custom System Builder, and I guarantee that most of the concepts we'll be using will be used in your system. In this series, we won't be getting too far into JavaScript. I'm still learning to code myself, and I just wouldn't be an effective teacher for you. If you want to know more about the code outside of the scope of this series, I personally recommend the Odin Project. And I'm not sponsored or anything, and they have no idea I'm even talking about them right now. It's just the platform I'm personally using to learn. At the end of each episode, you'll be able to find an export of the character sheet files, as well as any links to the assets that we used in our GitHub, so that you'll be able to open up the character sheet on your own machine and be able to get a better idea of how things actually work. If you run into any problems along the way, feel free to leave a comment below, or join the FoundryVTT Discord where Custom System Builder has its own channel. In today's episode, we're going to cover installing Custom System Builder, its dependencies, and setting up our CSS files. If you're already familiar with how to do all of this, feel free to go ahead and skip to the next episode. Intro out of the way, let's get straight into it. We're going to start by opening FoundryVTT, which opens the Game Systems tab since we have no systems installed. We're going to install a system and install Custom System Builder version 5.0.2, and we're currently using version 13 build 350 of FoundryVTT. Install. After a moment, it's going to come up with a pop-up asking if we want to install the dependencies automatically. We're going to go ahead and click yes. Once those dependencies have been installed, it'll pop up again asking if we want to install more dependencies. We're also going to click yes on that. Then we're going to navigate to the Add-on Modules tab. Install a module, and we're going to install the libwrapper module. Also, we're going to install custom CSS. Now that we've got all our modules installed, let's navigate to the Game World tab. Click a Create World. I'm going to name our world Tutorial and give it the game system, Custom System Builder. Create World. And I'll go ahead and launch the world now. Now that we've got our world set up, we can go ahead and join as a game master. A pop-up will show up asking if we want to check if any modifiers exist and convert them to active effects. This is mostly for legacy users updating to the newest version, so we're not going to need this, so don't show again, and no. Next, we're going to navigate to the Game Systems tab, Manage Modules, and we're going to go ahead and enable all of our modules. Save module settings, and allow it to restart. Now that we have all of our modules activated, we can navigate to the Game Settings tab, Configure Settings, and configure our modules. However, everything should be working fine out of the box, so we're going to go just to Custom System Builder and set our CSS file. In order to do that, we're going to right-click on our FoundryVTT, browse user data. We're going to go to the data folder, the worlds folder, the tutorial folder, and I'm going to create a text document here. And we'll use that to open Notepad in this location. Next, I'm going to go to File, Save As, and I'm going to save a file here called Custom css.css. And I'm going to change the file type to all files and save. Going forward, we're going to be using VS Code to edit this file. However, you can use whatever software you're most comfortable with. To start editing our CSS file, we're going to start by typing asterisk space open curly bracket color red semicolon. And what this is going to do is tell Foundry that we want everything, which is what the asterisk stands for, is a wildcard for everything, to be the color red. So we're going to save and go back to Foundry. In the path to the CSS file, we're going to type in worlds/tutorial/ the name of our CSS file .css. So that's worlds, your world name, the name of your CSS file .css, and save changes and let it reload. And as you can see, everything went red. And to undo that, I'm just going to remove this from our CSS file and save it as a blank document. And then press F5 to reload once again. I'm also going to test to make sure our custom CSS module works. So in order to do that, I'm going to go to Configure Settings, Custom CSS, Custom CSS Rules, and type the same thing here in World Styles. And apply. The nice thing about custom CSS is it works without reloading. So for each tutorial episode, we'll largely be doing our CSS edits in here and then copying and pasting them into our CSS file by the end of the episode. So we'll go ahead and remove this and apply once again and save. Now that our CSS file is created and Custom System Builder recognizes it, we're ready to start building our character sheet. So look forward to that in the next episode. To recap, we covered installing Custom System Builder and its dependencies, as well as setting up our CSS files. In the next episode, we're going to be going over what templates, actors, and items are, as well as going over the basic components. We will need to save more advanced components for a later episode, but that leaves us more than enough to be going on for the next episode. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe so YouTube promotes this videos to others who may be looking. And I'll see you in the next episode.